Hi guys, Maikeru here. This is my loot from 60,000 Tormented Demons. This is a very chill and AFK way to make money in a personal Slayer dungeon. I showcased it during my from scratch video about a year ago now. My friend Antimatter wanted to grind it out and make a huge loot tab. He killed 60,000 of these and showcased his loot tab, price checked it all for me and everything, and gave me the footage to make this video with. So special thanks to Antimatter for being an absolute nutcase and killing 60,000 of these and helping me with this video. So either way, that being said, let's get into it. When it comes to the setup, this is the exact setup that he used for all 60,000 kills. The XP rates for doing all of this was 90k range, 225k attack, and 105k constitution experience an hour over the whole duration. Getting around 120 to 130 kills an hour should give you these XP rates, and you can easily do that with this gear while AFKing. You want to have attacks of every style against Tormented Demons. That means you want to take the Dark Light for melee, an offhand for range damage such as a Shadow Glaive or an Ascension, and a familiar doing magic damage like an Ice in a Hill. I'll explain more when I'm actually showing me killing these on why this is important. Now for the rest of the setup and just explaining why these things are taken. You want to take Antimatter of Sliske, then in your bank you want to have Saradomin War Priest to get the War Priest effect on the Antimatter. The War Priest of Saradomin makes you more tanky, but instead of wearing the War Priest, you can take that effect on your Antimatter of Sliske and wear the Sliske hybrid gear instead, as it's more powerful. Antimatter of Sliske doesn't degrade either, and it is tier 80. In your pocket slot, if you don't have your Charm and Imp tool belted, you can put that in there. Or you can look to have an illuminated godbook or something if you do have it tool belted. Take your best cape, whether it be max cape, comp cape, whatever. Demon Horn necklace and ectoplasmator. This way you can get prayer back from the ashes they drop. You want to take a rune pouch with alch runes in there because there are some things you can alch, just for inventory space mostly. You want to take your enhanced dark light. The enhanced dark light requires the full completion of Dimension of Disaster questline. You can then purchase the upgrade on your enhanced dark light after the quest. Offhand, you want to take a Shadow Glaive. You can take a Ascension though, if you would rather that. Cinderbane gloves for hybrid poisonable gloves, Silverhawks for some nice hybrid boots, and a Luck of the Dwarves for enhanced luck and a hybrid ring. When it comes to the inventory, just take some overloads, take some super prayer-annals, a couple of emergency food just in case you get in a bad situation. If you take an Ice in the Hill pouch, if yours runs out, you can easily renew it. An Enhanced Excalibur's super helpful here as well, just in case you're taking a little tiny bit more damage. Just pop that Enhanced Excalibur if things get a little bit rough. Spring Cleaner will out the rune items, which is perfect. And you can take a teleport to house and put your house in Menethos, unless you have 50 souls in your codex, so you can teleport to the Sunken Pyramid with the Slayer codex. But if you don't have those 50 souls, that teleport to house puts you right next to the boat to the Sunken Pyramid. But these do have high requirements. Like I touched on earlier, you need an enhanced dark light from Dimension of Disaster, but on top of that, you need 99 Slayer for a personal Slayer dungeon, so you can get a Tormented Demon in there, and you need Wild Govik Sleeps, which unlocks Tormented Demons. So it's quite a big stepping stone, and it does require a lot to do, but it's a fun way to kill these, especially if you plan on doing the Slayer tasks and stuff. This is the best way in my opinion. The one thing that's 100% needed is to switch to Legacy combat mode. That means we're not using any abilities, we're just in Legacy. This makes it super AFK. All you do is stand in the spot where it spawns, AFK, and you're good to go. The reason why we take 3 different combat styles is the Tormented Demon protects against different styles, and the Enhanced Dark Light can shatter the shield that it does as well. That way we can always counter anything it does. Our biggest damage comes from melee, which means if we're continuously hitting with a Ice Nihil in magic and with an offhand range weapon, we're forcing it to protect against those things. That means it doesn't protect melee that often, and your melee hits will hit super hard with the Enhanced Dark Light. Whenever it gets hit by an attack, it protects against that attack, so if we've got all 3 styles going, we're going to hit a lot of damage. Then we pray Soul Split and Turmoil. That's kept up with the Demon Horn and the Ectoplasmator. You will have to drink your super prayer-annals with your overloads just to make sure you're on high prayer. Take a couple of extra doses of super restore or something, just in case you get a spawn of a Tormented Demon that takes longer. Maybe it protects melee all the time and it's just not forcing it that well. Some Tormented Demons can take a little while to kill, and when they do, you may need a little tiny bit more prayer. Enhanced Excalibur's nice every 5 minutes just to keep your HP topped up, and that's pretty much all there is to this. You just AFK. With this setup, you just sit here AFK and it just destroys them, and it's so good. Looking at this huge loot tab from 60,000 kills, it's about 1.8 billion GP. This includes 1.25 bill in limbs alone. Look at those 216 limbs. They also got 233 Dragon Claw drops, which means they got a bit unlucky on the limbs compared to the claws, which is a shame, but they still made so much money. Then when you take a look at the armor lumps, they also made them a little bit of money. Got a decent amount of money in runes. The runes alone are about 140 mil. Then all of the other stuff just adds up, like the herbs. And if we scroll down, we see some seeds. Those grapevine seeds are worth a decent amount of money, 31 mil there. And as you can see, he killed quite a lot before the mining and smithing update, as there's rune ore, coal, and addy bars. I've worked it out, and if he uses spring cleaner after the mining and smithing rework for all of this price check would have been about 200 mil more. As you can see, he made 180 million AUX since the mining and smithing rework when he was doing the rest of his kills that were done afterwards. But he did lose a lot of money on those runite ore, considering they dropped from 10k each to 1k each. And that's a lot of runite ore. He wanted to keep his loot tab the whole time, so he kept it from before the mining and smithing rework as well. So props to him and his dedication on this tab. Taking a look at the overall GP breakdown of these 60,000 kills. It was around 120 kills an hour, which means 60,000 kills would be 500 hours. The loot was 1.8 billion GP, but like I said, you want to add about 200 mil after the mining and smithing rework if this was all done afterwards. That would make this price check being about 2 billion GP. 2 bill. That's a lot of money, but it is 500 hours. But one thing you do want to remember about this method is there's no charge cost, there's no scrimshaw cost, there's only the cost of a few springs and ghostly essence every hour. If you're killing 120 an hour, that's 12 ghostly essence, which is probably about 70k, and I'm not 100% sure on the amount of springs you'll use, but you're not going to use that many. So your costs are probably going to be like 200k maximum. But looking at 2 million GP in 500 hours, that's 4 million GP an hour. If you're looking at pure profit, you're probably going to make about 3.8 million GP pure profit after the deductions as well. That's some pretty good profit. Although if I am going to compare this to other methods in the Slayer dungeon, you could compare it to Spiritual Warriors, you could compare it to Gargoyles. Both of these things are 5 mil an hour and require less to do, which means Gargoyles, Spiritual Warriors, etc. are easier to do and they make you more money. So I probably wouldn't recommend doing these unless you're doing them for Slayer or something. Doing them for Slayer in this method is actually really effective and really awesome. But either way, it was a really cool loot tab and I was very happy to showcase this. Hopefully you guys did enjoy this video. Do give it a like if you did enjoy it, and until next time, see ya.